to get rainbow passives early game and kind of later game in Palworld, you need to follow these two different techniques. The first one is you pretty much go fishing and you try and find either purple or green sparkles coming out of the fishing spots. So it has Ranch Master and Musclehead. So I'll be able to use this Gangler Ignis to breed with other pals and pass on Ranch Master and Musclehead to the children. And then I'll be able to keep passing them down the line until I get the pal that I'm looking for. So this particular place was right here on Fabric Island. This is a very good place to fish. Just go around this coast. You can also go around the other coasts as well, and you can get a lower catch rate in terms of rainbow passives, but you can do it slightly earlier game. And one of the best places to get passives is to go to one of the oil rigs, which is slightly later on in the game, level 60, obviously. You don't actually have to fight anything if you go there. You just go there to capture the fish underneath. And that is at -1735, -1457. I'm going to show you a couple of those now. So the other way to get these passives, these rainbow passives, is to go to the world tree, which is super late game, and to use the relics, and you pretty much have to recycle the relics in the recycle machine. I have a video on that. I'll link that top right. I'll show you how to do that in a few moments, but first let's do the oil rig. So you don't have to be level 60 to come to this place as long as you don't attract any attention while you're here. Just grab the fish and leave. If you start getting shot at and you don't feel like you're strong enough to handle the fighting, just wait until you're level 60 and come out this way. So here, as you can see, I got an Azurobe Christ, and this one has Lunker on it, and Lunker is awesome. So make sure you get Lunker and put that on some of your other pals. If you find that the enemies are able to hit you over there where I was, come in here. This is actually my favorite spot in Palworld to fish, right in between these areas. Try not to scare the fish away by clicking the wrong button. Do not attack the area. So I actually managed to lose my mount here. Somehow they were able to shoot through the walls. Typical Palworld fashion. Now, I think I might be actually safe here as long as I'm standing rather than on a mount. So let that be a lesson to whoever is watching this. Get off your mount and stand on these pipes before trying to capture these fish. Otherwise, you're going to get shot down. So here I have a Waylaska from this spot, Lunker, remarkable craftsmanship, and that is actually pretty cool. So that was a very, very good catch. So one of the things I wasn't expecting in the oil rig was that the fish were a little bit more difficult to capture than I thought they would be. So I have a video on how to make fishing easier. I'm going to link it at the top right for you now. And have a look at that if you want to make fishing a little bit easier. However, if you want just a quick basic overview, get a Waylaska Ignis into your team. Get a Waylaska, a normal one as well. That's going to help with the difficulty of the minigame. And get a Gloopy on your team as well, because Gloopy is going to be a huge difference on making the fishing minigame easier. As I said, I have the comprehensive guide, so you can have a look at that if you want to make fishing a hell of a lot easier. Now, the other way to get these passives, as I mentioned, is in here with the relics. So you have the Ancient Relic Recycler, and you put these relics in with some World Tree Holy Water, and pretty much what comes out then will be late game passives like the Hermit Sage. And I'm just going to show you one or two examples of those because they're really, really powerful. On the operating table, you can pretty much click on a pal that you want to add a passive to. And we got some passives here, King of the Waves, Eternal Engine, which is going to be very good for max stamina. But some of these late game ones, for example, would be Demon's Hand, which gives you a 90% work speed increase, but sand decreases 15% faster. And you also have another one here, which is plus 50% defense, but minus 30% attack. That's Sanctified Meat Shield. There's another one that I had that gave me like 50 attack, but I have way less defense. So there's some really, really strong passives that you can get. And I mean, I put some of those onto my pals and I didn't need to do any breeding whatsoever to have some of the strongest pals in the game. And this Waylaska that we caught, by the way, has remarkable craftsmanship, which is plus 75% work speed. Imagine having that on one of your base pals. And then we have this guy, Lunker. So I'm passing this on to more of a attacker would be extra water attack damage, extra ice attack damage, and extra defense. So it's really, really strong. So that's pretty much how you get your rainbow passives in the game. Before even mentioning breeding, I'd recommend looking up a breeding guide on what the best combinations are to get the pals that you're looking for. But in general, thank you very much for hanging out with me today, and I will see you guys in the next video.